A collective message to the group?
I did. I talked to them about the crazy schedule we just had. We got 2 wins on a really tough trip, but also talked about the things that they need to think about over break. You know, take a few days, get away, fill your cup, but then come back, you know, ready for a camp pretty much, because we got a lot of things we got to put together in reference to all the new guys. Hopefully getting healthy, getting a couple of guys back, you know, settling in on a different rotation and trying to get a rhythm. But I congratulated them on how they have continued to just hang in there in everything that we've done this year, all the tough losses, crazy travel, all the stuff that NBA teams go through. Our guys have remained positive, steady, always ready to work, and that's something that we appreciate. And this was a tough one for sure at the end of a, 2 back-to-backs on a 5-game trip going out west. As I've always said, you know, Eddie Murphy and different comedians that I've, unfortunately heard when I wasn't supposed to be listening, and the NBA is right in there with those guys, because this was hilarious to have a trip like this. But it's we have to earn that respect from the league, and different teams go through that. But I thought this was a pretty tough trip to have back-to-backs heading into All-Star break, going out west. So, but give them credit. After Devin got thrown out, I pulled Evan over to the side because I knew our young guys didn't understand what was about to happen. And once he got thrown out, they got more physical. They started reaching. We kept playing in the crowd, and the game changed. And we turned the ball over so many times and gave them so many possessions. The momentum shifted right after that, and the game changed.
What value will you find personally in having the break, come at this point, in light of everything that's happened?
Yeah.
The roster changes.
For me, it's always about my family. I'll be able to spend some time with my wife and the boys. My daughter and my grandson live right down the street, and that's always that's my life. The good Lord has blessed me with a really cool family, and they have basketball and stuff. And our best times are just being at the house doing nothing, and then something pops off, and we just have a great time. I'm looking forward to a few days of that, but also evaluating how to put this new roster together, making a trade on the road. I'm not sure if I've done it in this fashion where we've had this much change, from releasing guys to bringing guys in on the fly. And I'm hopeful that we'll have a chance to get everybody acclimated, and I got to spend some time over break looking at what we can do to transition a bit better than we have these last 3 games.
Monty, obviously you haven't been through a scenario where this many guys join the team midway through the season. Does that maybe change your approach to the break? Do you feel like you'll probably spend more time in the office than usual just to kind of solve?
Yeah, I'm not. My wife asked me about a week and a half ago. She's like, "What are you going to do for break?" And I hadn't even thought about it, break, because I'm just, as you said, I'm focused on trying to do whatever we can to transition these new guys in a little bit. I'll take a couple days for sure, but I had no plans. I'm headed back to Detroit, and I may get down to my place in Texas and fish a couple days, but for the most part, I'll be meeting with players, talking to Troy. And I told our guys we got to come back with a great focus and determination to have some momentum going into the summer. That's going to require a lot of sacrifice and determination and focus. We want to be able to, win some games, but also grow as a program the second part of the season.
And then with that, was tonight simply just dead legs? It seemed like the game kind of turned at the end of the first quarter.
That's always a part of it, but they played last night too. You know what I'm saying? We traveled. I feel like everybody has dead legs this time of the year. That's why you have the break. I give those guys credit. Once Devin got thrown out, the game changed, and they took advantage of it, and that's a credit to them. I'm not one for making those kinds of excuses. They played last night, and two of their top three guys wasn't even on the floor, and they still played to their style of basketball. We played much better in the second half because we played faster. We didn't turn it over as much, and we defended a little bit better. But I wouldn't use that as an excuse. If you're going to do anything in this league, you're going to have to do it tired, sore, and sometimes hurt. That's just a part of the NBA.
I was surprised by kind of the drop off from the first three games to the last two. Even you guys won the first two. Even the Clippers game was down to the wire, and then struggled in LA, struggled in my league.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't say. I mean, I get the use of the word or the phrase drop off. I just think when you're trying to incorporate that many guys on the fly, you're going to have some sort of slippage. You know, we lost guys to trades, release. How many guys did we release that were playing in the rotation? You know, then we traded guys that were in the rotation. And then next minute, you know, Evan Fournier's sixth man, and he hadn't played in who knows, you know what I mean? So that's a part of the deal, but it is difficult. And we got some time to figure it out, and hopefully we'll get Stewie back and get Quentin back, and then we'll be able to settle the roster down a little bit as far as who's playing and the long stretches of minutes that we're playing guys with or in.
You mentioned Isaiah Stewart. Is there anything you can share regarding the pregame altercation with him and Drew Eubanks?
No, I can't. I know there were some statements put out. You know, the thing for me is to get all of the information, make sure I'm clear on what happened. The NBA will do an investigation. I've talked to Stewie, and he shared with me what happened. Our people have talked to him, and they have information. But for me to come here, you know, make a statement, that'd be a bit irresponsible. I know the Suns put out a statement and said it was unprovoked. I think that is irresponsible, for sure, for them to do that when you really don't know, because two sides are giving their, you know, story. And I think until you find out everything, you can't make those statements. And so I heard about that, and I just thought that did not need to happen. I think there's a time for information to be gathered, and then you can make a statement. And so for me, it's let's get all the information. The league will do its due diligence, and, you know, they'll come up with something. So it's just one of those situations we just have to wait and see. Yeah.